There you go. OG Big T here, back with the Yamaha JOG scooter, right? Haven't done much with this for a while because I've been waiting on parts. So here's what I did do with the carb and gas and stuff. So this tank, it's a plastic tank, and it doesn't have a fuel shutoff. And so what I did is I went ahead and put a fuel shutoff, which then goes to a filter, which then goes to the vacuum pump. And I took the vacuum pump apart and cleaned it out. It wasn't super dirty, I guess, but you know, it actually had old gas. I have no idea how old it was. So I did do the line to the shutoff, to the filter, to the vacuum pump, and a new line going from the vacuum pump to the carb. Let me pause and switch sides. Okay, continuing on. And so you can see on this side, you know, we got a fuel shut off, goes to that, and I put a new carb on here too. And I believe I got the fuel lines, I believe, are okay, but I got the vacuum line set up. I had to redo the electrical a little bit on here, you know, to get the connectors to fit and stuff. It's not a super quality job, but I think it's a pretty good enough. And the reason I put the carb on there is because the original carb, it may not have run for like 28 years, 25 years, I don't know, maybe something like that. And I'm like, well, let me hedge my bets for 19 bucks or whatever it is to get a carb. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to pause again, show you something else. Okay, back to this side. Here's so the original flywheel and stator, let's just say they got destroyed in the build process. So I got a stator that is, you know, I got from eBay, shipped from China. It took about 3 weeks to get here. I also got from eBay, separate vendor, different vendor, a flywheel. Okay, so the issue with this is that the holes are horizontal, but the screw mounts are vertical. They're behind here. So I had to drill holes in the stator mount, and I was trying my hardest to get them in the right position so that when the flywheel goes on there, it's not elliptical. You know what I mean? That the flywheel goes straight, but that this is not elliptical. It's pretty good. And when I put the flywheel on, it actually does. It clears. I made sure it clears here, the pickup, and it spins around. So I might have actually been able to retrofit. Come on, I might have been able to retrofit a stator. It's for a jog, but probably a newer model. It's really hard to find stuff for this 86. It's the first year the jog came out. So I might actually have been able to get the stator hooked up and this flywheel that's on my foot. So then I'm going to take the connections from the stator, and I've got to put some ends here on the original harness. The original harness didn't have a plug-in. It was hardwired in to the stator. So I've got to make some ends there, and of course none of the colors are the same, so I had to figure out what color on the new stator corresponds to the different color on the old wiring. I could have just wired it directly to a new CDI and that, but I wanted to keep the original harness intact so I can maybe keep the lights and all this other stuff, you know. So that's my goal, is to do that. So it's a very rainy and snowy Saturday, so I'm going to be back out here tomorrow when there's better weather and get me some ends here and hook them up to the stator and see if I can get me some spark on this thing. If I can get spark, because I got compression, I got spark, I got a new carb, I might be able to get this thing started one of these days. OG Big T out.
There you go.